Last year, I burned myself out. The mindset of more got me initially quite far. I graduated with honors, I got a job right away, and I got headhunted for my next job. I was learning so much and moving forward at rapid speed until I hit a wall. I crashed, going about 1,000,000 miles an hour, and ended up in this deep black hole. Slowly, I managed to crawl out, and it taught me some valuable lessons along the way. One of them being how to achieve more by doing less. And that is how I ended up here where I am today, on the floor in my dream apartment, working a successful freelance career and running a YouTube channel and another business on the side. I am genuinely happy and I feel like I have achieved a much better balance in my life. And today I wanted to give you 4 tips on how you can achieve the same. So let's get into it. We all know that if we want to spend less time doing things and running around, that we have to prioritize. I won't defend prioritizing to you, but I do want to give you some tips on how to do it effectively. Prioritizing is not only about giving your time and effort to the most important thing. Chase a waterfall effect. What can you do right now that will have an impact on your whole entire life? What are those things that you can work towards that will make the rest of your life a whole lot easier as well? That might be earning more money, that might be creating more time. Whatever it is, give your focus to that and the rest will also fall into place. But how do you do that? How do you create a waterfall effect? Ignore the tulips, by the way, they're being a bit dramatic. The 3 most efficient ways of creating a waterfall effect is to create more time in your life, to make sure that you have more energy, or to make sure that you have more money. So if you have goals that you can use to work towards one of these 3 things, it will often trickle down into the rest of your life. Because if you have more money, you have less to worry about, which will lead you to having more energy and then more freedom to do certain things. If you have more money, you can also delegate certain tasks, hire people to do certain things for you. If you want more energy in your life, you might have to focus on taking more rest, time to recharge, self-care, doing things that actually give you energy instead of only focusing on those things that drain it. And more time, that is just being efficient with the things that you do, and so on and so on. If you want ideas for that type of goal setting, I have a whole podcast episode on goal setting for 2023. You can check it out in the description box. It will probably be very helpful. Waterfall goals is putting 80% of your energy into 20% of your goals that then will have an effect on 80% of your life. Get it on paper. If you don't know what you need to be doing, you don't know how to prioritize. You can do this in a multitude of different ways, whether it's digitally, whether it is on paper, in an agenda, on a little notepad, or even just writing it on the wall. It doesn't matter, but make sure that you have an overview of what those things are that you have to do, so you can then actually start prioritizing them. There is a difference between importance and urgency. We often tend to give all of our attention to urgent matters, to that extent that everything becomes urgent. But if everything's urgent, nothing is urgent. So if you feel like you are running behind all of those urgent tasks that you need to do, take a step back and look at what is actually important. It's not because someone is telling you that a task is really urgent that it actually is. What is important to you? What is urgent to you? And then go on from there. Work less, do more. Did you know that we are only able to concentrate for around 4 to 5 hours a day? Yet we are forcing ourselves to do 8, 9, or even up to 12 hours of work a day. This is not effective. We are spending so much time working while we actually aren't achieving anything because we get distracted or because our output is severely lower because we aren't able to concentrate anymore. So use those 4 to 5 hours to your advantage. Create blocks of deep work. Make sure that you set those 4 to 5 hours aside and that you go all in, no distractions. Go for your deep brain focus work. And then after those 4 hours, you can do manual things. So try to divide up your day into working 4 to 5 hours with your brain and then the rest of the time with your hands or with your body. And it's not because you are able to concentrate for 4 to 5 hours that you need to go 4 to 5 hours straight. You can work with pomodoros, like the little breaks in between. Take 25 minutes of work, 5-minute break, or 45 minutes of work, 5-minute break. You can make the cycle that you need within that time, but try to avoid all distractions. Put your phone in another room, your email notifications off, try to not take any calls, try to achieve that flow state. Now, do I realize that this might not always be feasible to you? Yes. I mean, of course, you cannot just tell your boss that you won't be working for half of the day. That is normal. The way that I like to divide up my life then and my days then is by making blocks of what I'm doing every day. I make sure that I have a very heavy, proactive thinking kind of block in my day. And that then on top of that or after that, for the other hours of the day, I'm a lot more responsive. So I'm answering emails, I'm answering calls, I plan meetings. So that I still don't have to use my brain and think really, really hard for the whole entire day, if that makes sense. Work on yourself, not on the problem. Often when we are facing problems, we start to grind away. We try and try and try and try and try again until we are completely exhausted and give up. Not only have you wasted a lot of time then, but you also might not have actually achieved anything. So instead of working on that problem, start looking at yourself first. I have found that the limits in achieving something often lie within ourselves, not within the task at hand. So when you are feeling a lot of resistance or a lot of difficulty towards a certain task, take a step back and work on yourself. Do you have any limiting beliefs? Do you have a skill barrier? Is it maybe going against your values? Look deep into these things and then work on that instead of just trying to grind away at the task. What I actually found best when you can't seem to get your brain to work and you need to work on your problems is to actually get out of the house. Because if your brain is not functioning on the problem, it's also not gonna function to solve it inside of your house. So what I actually prefer the most is mental health walks while I listen to a podcast or a meditation or a journaling exercise, and I just walk while doing that. And if you're a particularly busy person, like I am, you can also do it on your commute while you're taking the train or while you're riding your bike, like I'm doing today. Create a plan. Have you ever heard of the expression, creating a good plan is half the work? I know it's annoying to hear these things, but it's actually true. It works. If you have a plan of attack in place, you don't waste any time wondering what you have to do next. Just flopping around, not knowing what to do. So before you start something, create a plan of how you're actually going to do this, and it will go by a whole lot faster. Any follower of my channel knows that I am a planner. I have notebooks, I have papers lying around everywhere with written out notes. But what I also have is, this, hi, hello, are you coming to disturb me? What I also have is this overview right here on my wall. It is my whole Q2 planning. So we have what I want to do in April, what I want to do in May, and what I want to do in June, all right here. And I can look at it the whole entire time. But I also have vision boards, I have my Notion pages with all my goals for the whole entire year. Like, I have my planning down to a key to a T. I have my planning down to a T. And you don't have to be as neurotic as me. You can let loose a little, but create a plan. And you'll see that life becomes so much easier. And those were my tips on how to do more while doing less. I hope it helped. This is a skill to learn, so be gentle with yourself. Try out what works for you and know that your worth is not defined by the amount of hours that you put in. So start relaxing, start enjoying your life, and work a little less. and I will see you next week. Toodaloo! Before I let you go completely, I just wanted to mention the Dream Life coaching program again. It is a coaching program that I'm opening up in the beginning of May, where you can work on your dream life with me and 30 other people. But no, actually 29, because there's 30 places. But you get what I mean. We will be working on who you are, where you want to go, how you can get there, and then try to work on all those limiting beliefs and mindset blocks together in group sessions and one-on-one coaching sessions with me. So if you want to bring your dream life to life, you can subscribe to the waitlist down below, and I will let you know once the program opens up, and I would love to see you there. Bye-bye!